Hello everyone. Today we managed to get into an instance, which is pretty cool. So here we are in Stratholme, and I thought, hey, why not record it? Let's see what we can do and how we will perform. Rage bug is fixed. I could use some better armor and gear and overall weapons. So yeah, let's just see how we will do. Not too sure right now about the rotation and everything, but yeah, we will just. Maybe we figured it out along the way. As you can see, we can do some nice damage here. It's quite okay, I think. We should be stacked up on buffs. Whole team seems to be doing fine. I might like pull out the DPS meter later. Only if I'm doing good. Maybe I edit it out. I don't know. No. Joking aside, let's just see how this will go. And yeah, maybe I should have made some more space. Looks like we already looted something, but like nothing of value, to be honest. And yeah, so the most interesting thing will be to remember certain things, like using our hunger for blood every minute, getting a nice shockwave up here and there, and just all around, just try to figure out a pretty okay rotation, right? So let's take that as our goal for today. Because I think the instance itself, at least like the undead side, probably won't be that hard for us, since this is a pretty high level group, and I'm actually like looking really forward to this. This is like one of my first high level dungeons. Did another recording a while back, but with another build, and that did not went too well, so I decided to not upload it. But I think like I feel a bit more comfortable with this build, and I think it's also a bit more fun to watch. So I think this will be uploaded for sure. And yeah, again, glad you are joining me, and I hope you enjoy your stay. Maybe this will give you a good grasp of how endgame content might look like in WoW Awakening. Of course, keep in mind, this is still closed beta, so there will be a lot of fixing still happening. There will be a lot of balancing, and don't take this like as a given. Don't quote me on anything that is happening here. They might tune up the difficulty. They might, well, take it down a notch. I don't know. But so far everything seems to be going smoothly. So yeah, again, hunger for blood will be very important, and using our shockwave as soon as it's off cooldown, I think that's a very important thing as well, because that's probably our most damage heavy spell. I also learned recently that in Wrath of the Lich King, execute is actually not that great, and so I probably will refrain from using it. Getting some nice quest items here as well, which is always nice. And so yeah, basically it also takes up all of my rage, and again, I use it for shockwave, I use it for bloodthirst. Just keep in mind, Storm Strike and Execute, I might have gone without them. I think there are no must-haves for this build. I think Storm Strike is really only good if you have Titan's Grip, and well, since I did not go for that because of the whole like melee damage kind of nerf, that's why we are set the way we are right now. I also barely use Judgment of Wisdom, and I have to remember to use my overpower. It's actually like this place, of course, as you can imagine, this plays like no other class, and that's why it's really not that easy for me to, well, get a good rotation going. Especially since I did not have, like, I haven't played it in a pretty long time. Belt of Valor, I think we already have that one. Not quite, but I think we have that one in the bank, and to be honest, I like mine a bit better right now. Although this is a pretty pretty nice spell, to be honest. This is quite awesome, especially if you have like a few set pieces. But like nothing I want to roll away from the enemy. I shouldn't say enemy, from my teammates. I saw the orc and that's why I said that. Again, I might have that in the bank already, so not really a reason. So yeah, rotation. Hemorrhage, overpower, hemorrhage, hunger for blood. On tankier targets, of course, I really need to get my rupture off. That will be very important. And I also should keep up some of the lower cooldown spells. Not lower cooldown, smaller duration, I should say. Do we have our imp? Yeah, he's here. Alright. Looks like there's a slight discussion on who gets this item. Let's hope it does not destroy our group. Okay, what else is there to talk about? Again, I mentioned this in like the preview and the showcase video about this build. Remember, Sinister Strike is something you also can neglect if you are going for Hemorrhage. It's basically a worse version of that. It has some merits if you are going into some certain skill builds. So that's quite nice. Ooh. I think I also like mine better, to be honest, yeah. It has some certain merits. I mean, there are skills that explicitly reduce the energy cost. Also, like random enchantments, I even have one in the bank that reduces the cost of my Sinister Strike by an additional 3 energy points. And of course, if you are going for stuff like that, then it's the better spell. But since in Awakening you actually can swap between talent trees and like can cherry pick everything you like, you also can upgrade Hemorrhage without, well, losing any value, and that's why I think it's actually the better spell all the time. I might be wrong on that, but that's the way I feel right now. So yeah, pretty nice praises, but yeah, we are doing quite fine on that department as well. So buff still up. Looks like there's something bleeding, so that means we can use our stuff. 3 enemies, let's use a shockwave here. Also quite nice for the stun. I always want to use my execute. I don't know, as soon as it pops out, I for some reason really feel the need to use it, but actually it's really not that great, right? Overpower is also something I tend to forget. Looks like there are actually a lot of things that drop right now. Let's see if we get lucky here. Maybe we can even get like a Crusader orb. Can't really open that. Alright. So there should be a rare spawn around here, or like a small mini boss, I think. So they might want to go there. Getting some nice crits here. That's, I don't know, I really like those those crit numbers. They are not the highest ones, but I think if I'm fully buffed, I have around 30%, if you can see there. So that's pretty amazing, and like critting always is something satisfying. And since we went for a lot of expertise, like with different skills, it's actually very possible that we, but like it's very unlikely that we miss. Like, and our cleansing blows also deal a good portion of damage. Min-maxing wise for a build like this, I would recommend humans, because of their 5 extra expertise on swords and maces. On a server like this is like beyond valuable. So keep that in mind, VD. It did so much damage. I really like the shockwave, it's quite amazing. I still think damage-wise, and also like for dungeons, for AoE, the spell damage kind of road is the much better one. Looks like we got stunned. Still have aggro. Let's pop some cooldowns here. As you can see, like global cooldowns still are an issue. And will be some. I think I did not even use my rupture there, which is really bad. Yeah, like on bosses like this, I really should do this. Sorry if I repeat myself from time to time, but like playing and talking, sometimes you just forget a few things. So I know I mentioned already this one is not that great, and you can probably also neglect Execute and Storm Strike. But Judgment of Wisdom is also one of those spells that just don't work out and that are pretty much really bad. Right, looks like we forgot to pick up a key. To be completely frank with you, I'm like not the most experienced player in high and like in late game vanilla. Like once I reached around level 60, TPC was almost hitting, because I was one of those players actually like started really soon, like shortly after the release of World of Warcraft. I also started playing. Here's a trap, by the way. I hope we all get in before it closes. Yeah. But I'm one of those players that likes to twink and that likes to create alts, like alternative characters, and that's why I really took my sweet time to even get like one character at level 60, and by the time TPC almost hit the floor, or like hit the live servers, and yeah, that's the reason why I'm not too experienced also like with raiding regarding vanilla WoW, but I'm looking forward into learning it. And I mean, it's been explored, it's been like thought about for a really long time now, and it's progressed all the way. So what I'm trying to say with this is you really can get into it by looking into some guides, and like there are a lot of valuable informations already out, and like once we are into them, then maybe slight lag here, then well, I think we can do pretty well, especially considering the upcoming Nostarius relaunch. I mean, of course, I already looked into some things, and I mean, until we have like a level 60 on the fresh realms in Astarius, there will be, it will take about like half a year from now, I think. You have to consider that they will open later, and then the whole leveling process will also take some sweet time, maybe 4 to 5 months from now. Maybe I should also install some power bars so that I can see like what buffs I have currently, so I don't forget my blood rage. Yeah, right now it's looking really great. I think I addressed this point earlier. If you are playing, or if you are planning to play, since the game is probably releasing rather soon into an open beta, spell damage classes are superior right now, I would argue, because of the melee damage nerf they have implemented. You can see there are actually quite a few people that are still running the melee builds, And yeah, I really have to I really have to pull out the damage meter rather soon. Just to have a slight comparison. Okay, where do I actually stand with my kind of build? Because the basics, they seem to be the same. Like Wind Fury two-hander into some sort of combo point generator. So that's something I guess a lot of melee players are aiming for right now, and with good reason. Like, it's really fun. It's I mean, Wind Fury is just such an amazing weapon buff that I think it's like a must-have for every melee class. I think that's a given. Okay, that seems to be just a trash group over there. So let's see, we're actually second on the damage meter, which is okay, considering that the first is the, let's see, Ogaru. Let's see, what does he have? Pretty similar gear actually to mine, like maybe even a bit weaker, and still he pulls through a lot more damage. Of course you can't really look into talents right now, which is a bit sad, but this actually pretty nice build apparently. Let's see how we do like on boss fights. But this guy, yeah, he seems to have a really awesome kind of hero build going. One where I'm actually intrigued, like what he went for, like what did he different? What did he do different? Probably got rid of a bunch of this stuff right here. Like, again, it's really not that great. Okay, everything buffed up. Let's see. This blessing. Okay, 10 more minutes until we have to go for a complete rebuff. Oh, looks like I'm unarmed. Like, it could also have to do something with the rotation, and that we are just not that good right now, and that the build itself is actually far more promising than like we are playing it right now. It's also not that much of an AoE build. It's really more like solo DPS with all the bleeding effects and debuffs. We have Shockwave, and that's about it regarding our AoE potential. So also keep that in mind. But like, comparing my DPS with the ones in my group, it's really not that good of an excuse, I guess, because I mean, they also seem to have some pretty... Oh, that's interesting. There was like a chain lightning. Maybe he went like more into a shaman kind of route, which could be interesting. But yeah, it's a lot of fun right now. The group seems to be doing really well, and that's the most important thing. Did I pick up a bag? No, I did. Alright. Looks like a backdrop. Oh, Traveler's backpack. Well, I'm sad, so I let him have it, no problem. Guess we can use the time to rebuff here a bit. Also has a charge, okay. I want to like look into his kind of rotation and what kind of stuff he does. So maybe we can learn from that. Let's see if we see any spells that differentiate from the ones we are using, and that would be quite good to know. Also see Flurry. That's actually one, also like a shaman talent I probably should have picked up. Quite amazing, to be honest, for the one build we are currently rocking. Okay, we are in the human zone now, of course, and that means it will get a bit harder, and the bosses actually are not that easy, but I think we can do them, to be honest. Let's see, still some trash to be cleared, apparently. That's fine. Yeah, like I really think that the Storm Strike is not even worth the global cooldown I get from it. Ah yeah, there he is. Right, if you clear this area, like this whole plaza right here, then this guy spawns basically. Oh, and yeah, Fairy Fire is also something I should use more often. Oh, those are also pretty amazing praises. I think I will roll for them. But there's already 90. Yeah. No way I get them. But it's fine. That's okay. It's not like we have really bad praises. It's totally okay. This weapon looks pretty awesome. Blackhand Doomsaw. Also, wow, that's really, really good. Like the proc, like the chance on hit, that's amazing for like a build like Hemorrhage. That's pretty great. DPS wise, you also ran through me right now. Still did overall did a bit more, but looks like he's actually pulling ahead now. It's just so much fun. Like all of those crits. Looks really nice. So from what I can tell, there are also other people that use the Hemorrhage kind of build. It's just, I mean, it's perfect for the Wind Fury. There's another Codex, not for us. That misspelled, also not for us. Although a really nice item, but yeah. Okay, let's see. Like next, like the next boss, I really want to focus a bit, try to get a good rotation going. Starting out with the Fairy Fire into Hemorrhage, Hunger for Blood, Overpower. Like I really have to remind everything and probably even neglect the Storm Strike as long as I have something off cooldown, because they have slight cooldowns, and Hemorrhage, since I spam that one, I run out of energy from time to time. So if there's like a slight window where I actually can use Storm Strike, then I really should go for that. By the way, charge is also a really nice. Oh, what have we here? Tiger's Fury. Nothing for us. Yeah, the charge ability also something that would have been worth picking up, I think, especially since we have this anyway. So yeah, Hemorrhage, Bloodthirst, both of those abilities really do the most damage. Let's have them roll. But you know what? I actually will also roll since I'm planning to go for another twink. And why not, you know? Not a problem. Oh, Garo, where is he? That's the guy. Okay, do we still have everything? Really important that we keep track of that. Okay, Hemorrhage. Like, do you see this? I really need to spam my Hemorrhage first, otherwise I just lose out on DPS since my energy is not used. And that's really something I have to take care of. And I am unarmed again. Like in a rogue rotation, when this happens to you, you basically do mistakes. Like as a rogue, you never should hit your energy cap. You always have to keep it down. Like, not to say that it should be at 0 all the time. There's actually benefit into keeping a certain level. But as soon as you don't generate any more energy and it's basically stagnating because you don't do anything, then this is like a really bad thing, of course. All right. So yeah, for the first few seconds of the boss fight, we actually don't or shouldn't use overpower, since we need to build at least a few combo points for our rupture. So that's also something important to keep in mind, and that's also a difference to other like kind of fights, because in them you basically like I'm not even like the enemy doesn't even survive long enough for me to build any sort of rupture. So yeah, I think like with time all of this stuff will settle and we will actually get behind it and perfect our way of playing this build. But again, this always needs some time to adjust, and I hope you can bear with me here, guys, and you don't find some mistakes I make too distracting or too enraging. This group is a bit too chatty though. Like I want to, you know, I just want to go through and like, of course there are a lot of things that drop, but like, I mean, if you need them, roll on them and just have it done, you know. I'm not too sure, like they're arguing about a lot of stuff. Okay. And I also should look into, like, at least at boss fights, that my pet is attacking. So that way we can get some more DPS. Sorry. Sometimes I have the longest pauses. I'm really sorry. It's like an old computer, like an old processor. Like as a German speaking in English, sometimes you really have to adjust. This was on purpose, by the way, but you get my point. Crimson Defender. Those are annoying. Remind me of those you can find in BRD. Like those dwarfs. In German, I think they were called Dragoner or Dragoner. I'm not too sure how they're actually called in English, but they also tend to use a bubble. Actually, parry and a dodge. That's not good. Like, if they would survive long enough, I could also look into like running around, applying my Rupture debuff on a few of them, but they just die too quick. It's not really that worth it. The Vote Braces, no, also no need on them. Nice stuff though. Like, wrist are really hard to come by, and this is a pretty good item. Water shield. Okay, Wind Fury is the most important buff, I think. But looks like we are fine. Yeah, charge would be amazing. Like, that's also a thing. Like, this guy, like, he already did like a ton of damage there without me even being in range to do anything. So let's go for some overpower here. Looks like we pulled a bit bigger group. Like, I went for the Death Pact or Death Lust, I think, not Death Pact. That's something else, but the the icon is pretty similar. At least to the old Warcraft 3 model of Death Pact in Dota 1. Like this one right here. Death Wish, is it? Like, not Death Lust. Wrist. Oh, yeah, that's our... No, we have the belt, actually. What do we have as a wrist? Huh. Might have been a bit too late on that, though. But I really like those. Like, I prefer them to the ones we have, to be honest. Ah, damn it. Yeah, it was too late. I did not pay attention. But okay, that's my bad, I guess. Okay, what's... Oh yeah, the Cannon Master. I was about to say, what is hitting us? But of course, it's a guy shooting cannons. Oh, that's a lot of spawns. Fortunately, non-elite, so not that big of an issue. Okay. Yeah, I won't roll on any of this, I think. Still a bit bummed out about this. I thought like, oh, I still have I already have the Beast Stalker, but no, that was the belt and not the wrist. And I think the wrist is actually a bit better than our current gear. I guess you can see single target DPS we're actually doing really well. And that's like a boss fight with still with a few adds, so not really single target, I guess. But yeah, I think the build we have is actually quite okay. If we even count in that there are a few abilities that are just not quite good, and you could replace them with stuff that even boosts your DPS by quite a bit. Like a charge gets you faster to the fight and allows you to initiate with some rage abilities. All that stuff. Then I think it's actually quite okay, like what we have going, considering the circumstances. Yeah. You know, that's like stuff I don't really understand. Like, we have a healer in the group, you know. I mean, it's Awakening, it's a classless realm. You basically can roll on anything you like. I mean, this guy is basically healing, and this is like healing equipment, you know. And he's not even, like, he's a melee kind of damage dealer, so it's a bit weird that he would roll on that. But looks like he actually gave it to him, so that's really nice. Otherwise, I probably would have said something as well. Would have get laughed at and maybe made fun of, but looks like everything worked out well. Okay, looks like the next group is actually a bit harder. So, let's hope we can get through here, because like this was the easier part of the human kind of area, and this will be a bit harder, but it looks like it's even like harder than I had it in mind, that I like remembered it. But okay, maybe they tuned it a bit. Let's see. Do we have everything? Scroll of Protection, I guess. I guess it's overwritten by Mark of the Wild. Does everyone have? Guess we can rebuff Kings. Probably something I should have done a bit more thoroughly. But I mean, as long as we are good and as long as we can go through with the dungeon, then there's not that much need, I suppose. Alright, let's jump right into the fun. Try to stun them. Like, Shockwave is just amazing, especially like if everyone in your group has it. Can interrupt so well and deal so much damage in an AoE radius. And yeah, this group actually was pretty okay, pretty decent. Oh, there's actually one Righteous Orb that's quite nice. Let's see. This guy, that's pretty amazing. Like, he has a really good roll. No pun intended. Or was it? Okay. Da, 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 da. Yeah, because he's asking in case you don't know, like, yeah, for Crusader Enchants. So actually pretty nice and super valuable, like on vanilla realms. Those Righteous Orbs, they go for enormous prices. I think you also need them for your Paladin quest mount, like the level 61. So actually super valuable. I think I have to get rid of some stuff, like if we ever get lucky enough to even get something and then we don't have enough space to take it in our inventory, I would be super sad. So let's just go for that real quick. Nice. Looks like I was almost dying because I didn't eat in a while. I'm not too sure if I told you already, but I'm really not the biggest fan of this feature. I think it's a bit over the top and they probably could get rid of it. Although it's also something new and you know what? It's actually quite okay. Oh dear. They die instantly. Looks like our necklace is a bit better, although I really would like a new one, but not this. So guys, if you enjoyed the episode so far, please remember a rating would be much appreciated. And also leave a comment, like what do you think, what could I improve? Do I talk too much? Do I talk should I maybe think about what I say a bit more before I say it? And that way maybe say a bit less, but the stuff I say would be a bit more refined. Do you think it's okay? Stuff like this. I really would like your opinion on that. Looks like our healer is doing great work. So far we are going through this dungeon in a pretty nice manner. Maybe he was like in a group that actually was a bit underleveled or like not as quite geared, and that's why he remembers this to be so hard. Because to be honest, those enemies are just melting right now. But hey, maybe I I should not celebrate quite yet, right? It's like the point where things get bad if you are too happy. You know what? Those kind of monks, they actually deal quite some damage. Also keep my battle shout a bit up more often, I think. Oh, that was actually that was actually an elite, like a boss. Like a boss. Alright. Almost at the end of the dungeon. Let's see, there seems to be like a quest item around here. Burn the archive. Oh boy, I really hope that respawns. I just clicked it. I think that might have been a mistake. Ah, no. Like if anyone had that quest, then they should have also completed it with that, right? So, okay, last boss fight. Okay, we'll respond to that in a second. I really want to get this done. Right. Come on. Damn it. That's still quite fine. Like damage wise, we are quite on top actually. So that boosts my ego enough. Star of Mysteria. Also like nothing too great. Those Lightfoot boots. To be honest, I don't think they are that great. I think ours are a bit better. So nothing for us in this run, unfortunately. But at least we were able to take away that. Well, this build actually can deal quite some damage in comparison, at least to this group. This does not say much. I have to be frank with you here. There are probably a lot of really heavy spell damage kind of builds that get ahead of this and that do better than this. But hey, for this group, I really enjoyed it, and that's actually quite nice. Alright, looks like this was it. The gnome has to go, and I think that's actually a pretty good point to go. As well, I will talk to Hunting rather soon. I think after the recording. So yeah, again, let me know what you thought about this. I really hope that I can get into a few more high-level dungeons in the next time and actually provide a few more WoW Awakening content for you. So yeah, this is it. Stay awesome, guys. Until next time, and